Before you can rebuild your life, you must first conquer the greatest obstacle standing in your way. Yourself, ladies and gentlemen. I stand before you today to share a message that has the power to transform lives, reshape destinies, and ignite the flames of greatness within each and every one of us. The journey we're about to embark upon is not for the faint of heart, nor is it for those content with mediocrity. This is a call to action, a rallying cry for those who dare to dream big, who refuse to settle for anything less than their fullest potential. Today, we delve into the profound concept of conquering yourself to rebuild a philosophy that has the power to revolutionize not only our individual lives, but the very fabric of our society. To conquer oneself is to engage in the most challenging battle one will ever face. It's a war waged not on distant shores of foreign lands, but within the confines of our own minds, hearts, and souls. It's a battle against our deepest fears, our most ingrained habits, and the comfortable mediocrity that so often lulls us into a false sense of contentment. But make no mistake, my friends, this battle is not just worth fighting. It's essential for anyone who truly wishes to leave their mark on this world. Think back to a time when you were faced with a seemingly insurmountable challenge. Perhaps it was a personal setback, a professional obstacle, or a moment of crippling self-doubt. In those dark hours, did you retreat into the safety of familiarity, or did you summon the courage to face your demons head on? The truth is, it's in these moments of adversity that we have the greatest opportunity for growth, for transformation, for rebirth. Conquering yourself begins with brutal honesty. It requires us to take a long, hard look in the mirror and confront the uncomfortable truths about who we are and who we've allowed ourselves to become. It means acknowledging our weaknesses without shame, recognizing our strengths without arrogance, and accepting that the journey of self-improvement is a lifelong pursuit. This level of self-awareness is not easy to achieve, but it is a foundation upon which all great achievements are built. Consider for a moment the layers of self-deception we often wrap ourselves in. We tell ourselves comforting lies to avoid the pain of growth. I'm not good enough. We whisper, using our perceived inadequacies as an excuse to avoid taking risks. Or perhaps we cling to the belief that our circumstances are to blame for our lack of progress, absolving ourselves of the responsibility to create change. We are these self-imposed limitations are the first enemies we must conquer on our journey of self-discovery and rebuilding to truly conquer ourselves. We must develop the courage to face these uncomfortable truths head on. This means being willing to ask ourselves the hard questions. What are the habits that are holding me back? What are the beliefs I cling to that no longer serve me? What are the fears that keep me from reaching for my dreams? Only by shining a light on these dark corners of our psyche can we begin the process of transformation. But self-awareness alone is not enough. Knowledge without action is like a seed without soil, full of potential, yet unable to grow. Once we've confronted our true selves, the real work begins. We must be willing to shed the layers of complacency, excuses, and self-limiting beliefs that have held us back for far too long. This process of stripping away the old to make way for the new can be painful, even terrifying at times. It requires us to step out of our comfort zones, to embrace discomfort as a signal of growth rather than a warning to retreat. Imagine for a moment the cocoon of a butterfly. Within this protective shell, a profound transformation takes place. The caterpillar, once limited to crawling on the ground, undergoes a complete metamorphosis. Its entire being is broken down and rebuilt, emerging as a creature capable of soaring through the skies. This process is not comfortable for the caterpillar. Yet, without this period of intense transformation, the butterfly would never exist. In much the same way, we must be willing to break ourselves down in order to rebuild ourselves into something greater. This might mean letting go of relationships that no longer support our growth, abandoning career paths that no longer align with our values, or confronting addictions and destructive behaviors that have held us captive for far too long. The process is rarely easy, but it is always worth it. But here's the beautiful truth: within each of us lies a wellspring of untapped potential, a reservoir of strength and resilience that is far greater than any obstacle we may face. By conquering ourselves, our doubts on negative habits, we unlock this potential and set the stage for a remarkable transformation. Consider the metaphor of a phoenix rising from the ashes. In order for this mythical bird to be reborn, it must first be consumed by flames. Similarly, we must be willing to let go of the old version of ourselves, to burn away the limitations and self-imposed restrictions that have kept us tethered to mediocrity. Only then can we emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable than ever before. This process of self-conquest and rebuilding is not a one-time event, but a continuous cycle of growth and renewal. It requires unwavering commitment, relentless perseverance, and the courage to face failure head-on. For it is through our failures that we learn our most valuable lessons, forge our strongest character traits, and develop the resilience necessary to achieve greatness. Think of the greatest achievers in history, the inventors, the leaders, the revolutionaries who changed the course of human events. Do you think their paths were smooth and free of obstacles? Far from. Each of these individuals faced countless setbacks, moments of doubt, and seemingly insurmountable challenges. What set them apart was not an absence of difficulty, but their response to it. They viewed each failure not as a final verdict on their abilities, but as a stepping stone towards success. Thomas Edison, in his quest to invent the light bulb, famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 0 ways that won't work this mindset." One that embraces failure as a necessary part of the journey towards success is crucial in the process of conquering oneself and rebuilding. It allows us to take risks, to push beyond our comfort zones, and to persist in the face of adversity. As we embark on this journey of self-conquest, we must also recognize that true strength lies not in isolation, but in connection. Surround yourself with those who challenge you to be better, who support your dreams without feeding your ego, who hold you accountable to your highest standards. Seek out mentors who have walked the path before you, who can guide you through the pitfalls and celebrate your victory. The power of community in this journey cannot be overstated. While the work of self-conquest is deeply personal, having a support system can provide invaluable encouragement, perspective, and accountability. For more information, visit UW-FEMA. God, think of it as assembling your own personal board of directors, individuals who believe in your potential, who aren't afraid to give you honest feedback, and who inspire you to reach for greatness. Remember, the goal is not perfection, but progress. Each day presents us with a new opportunity to take another step forward, to push our boundaries a little further, to become a slightly better version of ourselves than we were yesterday. Embrace these small victories, for they are the building blocks of monumental change in the pursuit of conquering ourselves. We must also learn to master our minds. Our thoughts shape our reality. And by taking control of our inner dialogue, we gain the power to reshape our world, replace self-doubt with self-belief, fear with courage, and complacency with an insatiable hunger for growth. Cultivate a mindset of possibility where challenges are viewed not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for innovation and personal development. This mastery of mind is not about positive thinking alone. It's about developing a disciplined approach to our thought patterns, recognizing negative self-talk when it arises and consciously choosing more empowering narratives.